Welcome to Moonlight Madness, and today we're doing the reading for the water sign, Sun, Moon and Rising. I haven't lit the candles because unfortunately I have a very sensitive, smoke alarm. Now the first deck we're going to use is The Lover's Path by Chris Wilder, which is a fairly new deck. Going to shuffle, see what we pull out for water signs. Sure, pull the first one. Temperance. Okay, so temperance is balance. So you may be involved or thinking a lot about a Libran right now. Librans are all about weighing up the balance in their life, and they don't always understand why sometimes things work out and sometimes things don't, because they're in two minds. They're like the scales. They oscillate between negative and positive emotions. So being in temperance is like all about balancing your negative and positive emotions. It's telling you to try and keep in the moment. If that's the problem, then, and we're in a full moon, you've got to remember, so full moons always come with issues, and we've just come out of a Mercury retrograde, so that's always a very busy time. So the full moon usually is, new moon is Pentacles, so we're in an earth energy right now. Next card I pulled was the Six of Coins. Six of Coins represents, generally speaking, money issues, or wanting to try in the next 6 years to build your finances. So in the next 6 years you're trying to really put down roots, to try and build what you've already built, whether that be a YouTube channel or something that you are passionate about. It's talking about building on the success of that. Yeah, Six of Coins. Sharing the success that you're blessed with is vitally important. As you give to those in need, heaven gives back to you. Giving doesn't have to be in the form of money. There are many of you who are in need of your time as a volunteer. Perhaps you have excellent advice to provide, or could offer instruction or experience to an apprentice. Be wise in your giving. It is important to know that the organisation you're supporting is reputable and doing honest good works. Do your research or ask God, the angels and the fairies to deliver clear messages about which associations you can trust. So you've got to, if you want to give money to a cause, which I used to do, to what's called Make-A-Wish, and there was a couple of them, Make-A-Wish Foundation and the environmental one, Greenpeace. I was with them for years, and I'd forgotten about it, and I kept thinking, oh, money's coming out of my account. I forgot why, because I was donating to Greenpeace for like 10 years. Eventually I had to cancel it because I was out of work. So we're pulling cards at the moment as I'm shuffling. So for some water signs, volunteer work would be really good for you because it helps your mind, body and soul. The Emperor. That's crowning you. In the past, it took about the Seven of Coins. So in the past, you may have been watching your money. You're watching how to grow a business. You're trying to plant the seeds, but the seeds are taking a long time to plant. So maybe you were like watching a tomato on a vine try to grow. You kept checking it every day and you couldn't see any results because you were watching it every day. Usually the tomatoes take a while to grow anyway, and if you continually watch it, well, it's not going to make much progress. So it's saying maybe you were hoping for huge leaps and bounds that weren't happening straight away, but you were making huge leaps and bounds in other areas. Is what the Seven of Coins talks about, and that was 7 years ago. So 7 years ago, what's this, 2024? No, 25? 2018. So back in 2018, you may have wanted to make your move, get ahead, and it wasn't happening simply because you were putting too much ideas into it, and there was a lot of hold-ups. We were in a pandemic, so not a lot was going to move forward because we're in a pandemic. We've got two sevens. We've got a Seven of Cups as well. Two sevens, that's lucky. So 7 years ago, now it's saying 7 months ago, you were in your headspace of where do I go next? What do I do? Do I focus on my career? Do I focus on my money? Do I focus on education? Do I focus on status? my life, my, you know, end of life, or how to get well. Where do I put my focus in? And I think a lot of us do that. We multi-skill because we've been taught to because of the internet, and you know everything's instant messages, instant everything. People become so impatient that they think it should come overnight. It doesn't happen like that. It usually takes years. I was in the beauty therapy industry for 7 years, but I had to study for 7 years for the beauty therapy, and nothing. I thought it was a massive waste of time. I was like, I just want this to end. I want this to do what it's supposed to do, and then I get over it. But it didn't work out like that, and so I had to put all the effort in. Now you've got the emperor. You've got someone crowning you who was in a position of power. So this is like Guinevere and Guinevere's partner. Oh, that pulled the actual sword out of the stone. It's like that. Sometimes there's these magical connections that you can't explain, and this would be one of them. You've got a power couple around you. It's talking about you're in the middle of meeting up with someone that you really get along with, and because you really get along with Arthur, like I had it at the top of my head, it talks about leadership and responsibility and authority, and the ability to use your power wisely, meeting an authority figure or teacher who can help, the ability to lead and inspire, and reversed oppressed by another's power and authority. Yeah. You may be, or this person that is around you may be like all four kings in the deck of the Major Arcanum. He could be a king of cups, he could be a king of pentacles, king of wands, and king of swords. So he's very discerning. Cups is all about compassion. He could be good with his money and finances, and he could be creative and good at inspiring growth, which comes from left of field. He's not going to do what everyone else does. That's what I'm picking up here. Okay, and then we've got, where else, sorry? That wanted to come out. Okay, Five of Wands. This is an air sign, which we're reading for water. Okay, so in the future you've got someone that is with you that is very competitive, whether it be online or in person, or in general. And I know online there's like TikTok, and then there's Facebook, and then there's YouTube, and there's all these platforms that people can go on and try and make out their life is perfect, when in fact it's just a snapshot in time when they were happy, not when their darkest days. They're not advertising their darkest days, they're just advertising the interim, the present stage, which they're happy in, because happiness is fleeting, it's not full time. And it's talking about being competitive, and maybe in the future you would like to go and join a gym or do something competitive like going into a race, whether it be I don't know, swimming race, running, something to do with competition. I know my best time I ever did with City to Surf was 74 minutes. That was huge, and I got a stomach ache over it. I got a stomach flu right in the middle of it, and I had to be stretched out in the tent. So yeah, I got there 74 minutes flat. The Kenyans got there in 45 minutes, so I wasn't too far behind them, but then I got sick. So it's like, at what cost? And then you've got, oh, this is the beginning. Ace of Staves, beautiful card to have. This is fire. So, Wands, this is like in a day's time, you're going to get an opportunity that you had forgotten about. There's an opportunity coming to you, being given to you, gifted to you. And it could be by this person who is an emperor, who has a lot of money and authority and power, because there's a crown on the top of that, and there's a crown on the top of that card. They may be from royalty, but maybe they don't know they're from royalty. Maybe somewhere they're like cousins to royalty, or somewhere down the track they were related to royalty. I heard that Meghan Markle was related to royalty, like a cousin, like a 17th cousin. So there's like the royalty aspect. Ace of Staves, yeah, and it's all about new beginnings. There's also this extremely sexual energy between you and this emperor, whether it be a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, but there's an extreme sexual attraction that this person has towards you. And this could happen in the next day. It's saying the next day. I'll read from you. I've got this little flip a file book, because it's the beginning, it's the spark of interest. There's a spark of interest between you and someone else. This is what it's saying. Yeah, new beginnings, career changes, promotions, birth announcements. Some of you could be getting pregnant. Be very careful. The fairy of spring represents a wonderful new opportunity that will come to follow you. Your fledgling hopes are now about to take flight, and all that's needed from you is the courage to see things through. Be daring, be fearless, and then happily pursue your most treasured dreams. If you don't have every detail worked out, don't let that hold you back. All the steps will reveal themselves as you move forward. Yeah, wow. New plans, new abundant plans. So if you're looking for work right now, it's saying you could hear within a day's time about a job offer. So look into it, because I think you'll have it. I think you'll get it. And wouldn't that be wonderful? I know I'm currently looking for work. I've just been sick as a dog with this flu I can't shake. Had it for 2 weeks. Actually, maybe 3 weeks. Started off as neck pain. Then it was body aches all over. Couldn't move my neck. Had to use deep heat, like for days. I ended up burning half my skin off. Yeah, because you can't use deep heat with water. I found that out real quick. Because it makes it more intense. It's like an acid. So, and then I got the stomach flu, and then I got more pain, aches and pains, and then there was the vomiting. So yeah, you don't want to go down that path. You've got the sun around you. Okay, so maybe if you're a water sign and you're looking to have a child, you will have a son. That's what it's picked up. It can also is also the happiest card on the deck. It's an awakening. Maybe you are getting downloads from someone who's dreaming about you, or you're dreaming about them. If it's a new relationship, it's saying it's early days, it's just brand new. This person's dreaming about you. You're meeting on the 5D in the astral, not on the 3D. But they have a lot of passion for you. The sun is also representing Leo. It's the Leo card. It's all about children and looking after children, or being a parent to a child, a son that needs your help right now. Maybe your son needs a little bit of guidance, or your sons, it could be two. I'm getting two here. That you're trying to help them through something, through what they want to do next, where their next journey is. That's the sun. You know, it's all about life-giving and happiness, and the unicorn, which is all about learning a new thing. So learning to me is like learning a new trade, learning a new apprenticeship, learning a new skill. That is the sun. Or you've got someone around you that's parent, or you're parenting a son in how to make their way in life. Maybe you're giving them sound advice, and that's always a good thing, because sometimes the kids today don't have a direction because of the war. We don't know what's going to happen there, and maybe you're going to have a return to health too if you've been unwell. Yeah, if you've been really sick, it says you're coming out of it. Yes, a beautiful shining child of light. You're unique in this universe, and the world needs you to be exactly who you are. You have new brilliant ideas. Go ahead and toot your own horn. Remember, it's important to treat yourself with the same kindness, respect and caring that you would do a best friend or beloved partner. Yeah, happiness and satisfaction. So a new field of interest. Okay, pull another 2 cards. We're on a full moon. We're in a blood moon. And a full lunar eclipse. I think it's a lunar eclipse. I can't remember. But it's an eclipse. That's all I know. I can't see it. I looked at the moon last night. It just looked like it had a cloud around it. And usually, you know, clouds mean windy days and trouble afoot. Princess of Staves. So you have an actual fire sign around you right now if you're water. They are maybe younger than you, or they don't act their age, but they or them act younger than what they are. They are go-getters. They are natural born leaders. This is your hopes and fears for this person, that they will come towards you correctly or don't come at all. They are the fiery ones in the chart. They like to be the center of attention. They like the illumination. They attract honeybees. They may even own bees. Who knows? They may have their own bee. What do they call them? I can't think of the name of it. But where you have a bee thing and they make honey. You may have one of those. Like we grow your own honey. It's saying that you may attract more friends with honey than with nastiness. So be compassionate, be nice, be friendly. And it's talking about being in the spotlight. You may need to put yourself up in the spotlight, because you may not feel comfortable drawing attention to yourself right now, but it's saying it's very important that you do, in order to get recognition for what you actually do on a daily basis. Oh, Six of Cups is nostalgia. Six of Cups is, for me, looking back at old photographs of when you were little, or when your children were little, when your son was little. You're going to go and look over old photos, and I think that's a really nice way to spend the day. It reminds them of where they were when they were little, with how far they've come, and where they are going and where they are now. It's a good reminder to look back on past pictures, to have a look at like how you were when you were little, and how much you changed, but how much you haven't changed. I think that's really important to do. I think looking back on memories can be good, and sometimes sad, and sometimes you might think about the good times with a person that you were once married to, or engaged to, or had children, or had a son or sons with, and having good memories, hopefully, of that. Then we've got here the next step we're doing is the Fairy Oracle. The reason I like this is because the artwork. It's gorgeous. It's by Lucy Cavendish, artwork by Selena Fennick. Look at her beautiful artwork. I love that picture. So I'm going to shuffle it. It's got the 7-pointed star, which you put on your door if you don't want people to bother you. It'll stop people calling you the next 4 hours. I've done it before. And then you have to unlock it. So you go trace it on the back of a door, and then go around it with a circle clockwise, then go anti-clockwise to undo it, to take that block out. You can physically block people with imagery. It's called sacred geometry. This is what we're playing with here. Okay, I thought that one would slip out, but no, I don't think this is appropriate to this read. So I'm going to pull into 2. Here you go. Glimpse. You're working with children right now. The new ones, the new evolved children that are coming out into this lifetime. And then we've got Catch Me. Leap of faith. So this new relationship that's coming in for you, you may be a bit scared to enter into it. And you're thinking, do I go there or do I not? Because maybe you've been hurt in the past because of your past person that you were with, your past relationship that you were in did not work out as well as you would want. So now you're stepping lightly. You're not going in with all 4 feet. You've not all, 10 feet, 10 toes down. You're kind of dipping your toe in the water. I get that from the Temperance card. Because the Temperance card, which is balance, is what, well, Temperance is she's got 1 finger in the air and 1 foot in the water. That's the Temperance card, which is saying she's listening to both heaven, but she's staying grounded in making a decision based on the 3D rather than the 5D. Maybe because you come together on the astral level, you see each other, you may live from a long distance, and you can feel them, and you can see them in an astral dream. That could be a possibility too. I know, I've been dreaming about this person who's a royal, and he lives in a totally different world to me, but for some reason we connect on the astral. I see him in my sleep. Okay, it's saying a time to cease eating fast food, accepting messages because they are in charge. It's time to find your own authority and to take action to change the planet in healthful, healing ways. Time to transmute. Yeah, Temperance is about transmuting anger into happiness, or spinning hair into gold. This is what transmutation is. It's time to find your own inner authority. And if you've got repressive people, like political people around you, try to transmute all your anger about politics and ego by taking meaningful and peaceful action for what you believe in. Seeing straight through illusions and speaking your truth needs to start now. You have been seen by the fairies as one of the evolving human ones, and as such you are a chosen one. You are responsible for your own inner truth, not to any exterior source of authority. Refuse to be dictated to. Protect nature and gentle people, and you will come into happiness and balance. You are part of a new world, and one which we are currently growing into. The more honest and true you are, the better off this planet and all life forms will be, as that's including the sea, the land, living animals. That's confirmation as a siren. Yeah, you need to repair the world. That's an ambulance. There's something needs to be fixed in order so the planet can survive the next generation. Then we've got Catch Me. trust, surrender, yeah, leap into the unknown. This is a leap into the unknown. Maybe your family does not believe in what you're doing because they're used to the old and traditional and tried and true regiment, and you're trying to change all of that. You're a positive person of change. You're an agent of change. Believe in your own agency. It is time to take a chance that others may see as very risky, but it is time for, if not now, when. On a mundane level, this beautiful card can indicate a person who takes what others may judge to be almost crazy risks. It may represent a person leaving a safe job and entering in a new relationship wholeheartedly, making a move in life without it being even examining all the consequences, but they are not someone who is foolhardy. They see no crazy risk because they are only acting in faith that the path of courage and trust is the only path they can take. When they act out of inner guidance, their inner knowing, their inner psychic ability, there is nothing to fear, and those fears are not realised. Their feet are strong and bare, will leave the safety zone, and the healing path will be carried forward into their unknown adventure. They have transcended. Yeah, I'm saying this because it could be male or female, that's jumping out and doing something completely out of character because they want to try something new because the other shoe didn't work. They put their earring on and it didn't fit. The shoe didn't fit or the earring didn't fit. So they're putting on another shoe that fits properly so that they fit into the environment that they are comfortable in. If you're a fish that doesn't like your environment, you're going to die. Slowly but surely you'll die. So it's talking about taking a risk and doing something completely out of character till you figure out what you want to do next. I wholly believe in this. I've done this myself. I've gone from a high-powered job, $1 million account I was working with, big account, a lot of pressure. I was always struggling because I was taking work home with me. That would be including washing all the towels because I lived across the road. I was being taken advantage of. My boundary settings, I had none. And I was also trying to look after children that were going through their teenage years, and I had to be everywhere. I was pulled in all directions, and I was a single parent. So yeah, I've been there, and I had to drive to pick them up in between lunch breaks because I had to do a 12-hour shift. That was a normal Thursday for me. And then I'd be worried about them the whole time because they're on their own. I'd have to cook dinner like the Wednesday night for then they could just heat up in the microwave, and then I'd be worried about, oh, what if someone tries to break in? There was all these things that used to go through my head, and then I'd have to get up the next day and do it all over again. Not the 12-hour shift, but the hamster wheel. So what I'm saying here is sometimes you've got to put your health first before the job. Even if the job is paying you big money, that is like the devil trying to lure you with material possessions and not look after your health. You want a work-life balance. That's what I told my son. Work-life balance is so important because if you don't have that, you're going to turn around one day and go, I could have been more present, but I was always worried about the washing, the job, doing the figures. You know, too busy trying to be everywhere, multi-skilled like this world is, and not be present in the moment with my children who needed me back then, and I wasn't completely, well, I used to sit and watch movies with them. I was tired. I used to get exhausted. I was tired. I was up at 4. I was studying as well. So you've got to kind of look at the bigger picture here. What are you going to be remembered for? Are you going to be remembered for being a workaholic? Or are you going to be remembered for being a parent? One of my aunties once said this to me. What do you want on your headstone? Oh, she was a brilliant, successful career woman, or was she a wonderful parent? And it really woke me up. It stuck in my head. That was like 20-something years ago. 25 years ago. It was before my first son was born. And I remember thinking, yeah, like, I don't want to be remembered for being a great workaholic. I want to be remembered for being a good parent. That's when it's important. So I changed jobs several times. I went from that huge, really stressful job back to a job where I was just the assistant. I was just the 2IC. And I could go home at 4. And we could go for a walk in the park and we could hang out. And we had time together and we could unwind together and then watch shows together. That to me was more important than being the head honcho, being the big boss. I never wanted to be the big boss. I just wanted to be the assistant, 2IC, the support act. That's all I've ever wanted to do. So this is what I'm saying. You can't think that if you're going to do something that's off-grid, it's not your normal character, it's not what you train to do, but it's something that makes you happy. And if it makes you happy, how can that be so bad? Alanis Morissette, if it makes you happy, how can that be bad? If it makes you happy, why are you so sad? It's a really good song. It really sings to me. So that's all I have for you to date. That is Water. I hope we haven't gone over time. It's not too long. Have a great day on this Full Clips.